Hello, everyone, and welcome to my free live, which today is all about how to be compliant in your independent support worker business. My name is Helen, if you haven't already met me, and I love to support people to achieve great success and outcomes when they have a care business. So I run regular live free training and help to educate people and support them on their journey to success. So, if you haven't been familiar with my formula before and how I provide that support, really it's very simple. Over the month, I cover key topics. I cover topics around how to be compliant in your business. I run topics on how to find clients in your business, and I run topics on how to set yourself up for success. So, how to ensure you have all the tools in place to ensure that you're keeping yourself safe, you're keeping clients safe, and you are setting your business up for success. So, welcome today. Today, we're going to dive into compliance. So, are you feeling overwhelmed and uncertain in your business? Are you worried about the registration changes that are really quite imminent now? We're expecting an announcement on the 20th of June about what the registration might be looking like in the future. Are you feeling unsupported on your journey to independent support worker success? It can be a very lonely journey as a sole trader, as a small business, without somebody there by your side to support and encourage you and just check in that you're on the right track when things get a little bit curly. So, if you haven't met me yet, my name is Helen. And I know firsthand the challenges that come with setting up, growing, and thriving in a home care business. I have over 30 years in the field, in the sector of disability and aged care. And I founded a business in 2015 that grew rapidly across New South Wales and Queensland, and at its peak was employing over 170 staff. And in the time that I had the business, we supported in excess of 1,700 people. So I've been there, done that, and got the t-shirt. And I hope from the mistakes I made and the challenges I experienced that I can help you to navigate a much clearer pathway to success in your business. So I can tell you that you are definitely in the right place here, and let's get going with all things compliance. So, today, I'm going to look at all the strategies you need as an independent worker. So, we're talking about unregistered providers here, and I'm going to help you to ensure that you are setting up boundaries to success in your business. And through the weeks as well, I will support you in how to nurture those relationships with potential clients to ensure that you have all the skills in place to thrive. If you're not aware, there was a big review that happened at the end of last year, which is what is fueling and it's the catalyst to these potential changes that are coming about in June that we're waiting to hear about. And really, the NDIS review came up with saying that people are feeling very burnt out in the industry. People are leaving in droves. You might feel like there's a lot of competition out there. There's a lot of people doing what you're doing, but the needs are going to grow and increase. We have an aging population, we have a number of people with disabilities, and I can guarantee if you are set up for success and you follow my simple tricks and tips, you will stay ahead of the competition and you will thrive in these uncertain waters as we navigate these changes. What came out of the review was that they're saying that better screening needs to be in place, and I'll cover what we mean by that shortly. They want to ensure that there's a minimum amount of online training in place, and I will cover that and how you can stay ahead in relation to that topic. And they want to ensure that there is an improved quality on services and safeguards to protect the individuals that we're supporting out in the community, but also to protect you and make sure that you are working safely and effectively. But don't panic. because one thing they have said is these changes are not going to be expected overnight. We don't need to run around like headless chicken worrying about what's going to be happening. We just need to carry on doing great quality services, learning, developing, and growing. And that's where I come in, and I will support you if you continue to work with me through my free Facebook group. So they're talking about risk proportionate regulation in relation to the changes. They're talking about 4 different registration types. And really, what that means is the level of risk that you are going to have in your business. So I would imagine, as an independent support worker, that the risk is going to be quite small. So you're going to be on that lower end. But if you are supporting people with more complex needs, more medical or clinical care, then you will probably be going up in one of those higher brackets. So we'll cover off the basics in the next few weeks around all the things you can be doing to prepare. But if you are supporting people with more challenging needs, then please reach out to me and I will provide whatever advice I can to ensure that you are on the right path. So my top tips, I keep banging on about these. If you have been in my lives before, you'll probably have heard me talking about them. Please ensure that you have completed the NDIS worker orientation module. It covers a huge number of key areas that you need to be considering in your business to ensure you're keeping yourself and clients safe. It covers off a number of things around effective service provision. There's also great modules on communication, great modules on mealtime management, and all the key things you need for success in your business. So please, if you're not familiar with what I'm talking about in relation to those NDIS free e-learning modules, reach out. I will try and remember to put that link in below so that you can access that completely free, and you get a certificate at the end, which is awesome. Also, during COVID, they put out an additional e-learning, which is around I think it's called the new worker orientation module. And that covers infection control. It covers emergency management, because we found during COVID that there were some areas that we really weren't managing effectively, and that was infection control and that emergency management plan. So if you haven't done that additional, it's called induction as well, so it can be a little bit confusing, but it's the new induction module. And again, if you're not sure what I'm talking about, please reach out to me. You need to be thinking about the services you're providing as well, and thinking, are there particular risks in relation to the services I'm providing that I need to think about in more detail in relation to the individual I'm supporting? One really good example is I've had a few people ask me recently about first aid, and is it a requirement? Well, I'm not going to say yes and I'm not going to say no, but I would encourage you to consider the individual needs of the people you're supporting by completing a comprehensive risk assessment and look at the needs of the individuals. Is there a high risk that they might require first aid as part of service provision? If the answer is yes, then I would definitely be encouraging you to get that first aid qualification. If you risk assess the supports that you're providing with people and know they are not coming up as a high risk in relation to providing that first aid, then that is something for you to consider within your business. So please risk assess if you're thinking about first aid. And I'd also encourage you to cover that off in relation to some type of a statement or policy or information that you provide to the people you're supporting, letting them know what route you have gone down. So are you qualified to provide first aid, in what circumstances you would be providing first aid, and how you will be best supporting them. So that's my top tip for today around setting yourself up for success. So think about the needs of the individuals you're supporting and make sure you have some policies, some participant handbooks, some information that makes it clear what you're doing, what the participants doing, rights and responsibilities, so that you are setting yourself up for success. I would also encourage you to take a look at My Care Assistant. It's a really great platform for those of you who are independent support workers who want to streamline all your administration. I'll provide a link in down below around how you can set yourself up with a free account and start using that within your business. So great place to put all the documents together around all the people you are supporting. You can set up progress notes. You can put notes in relation to goals and outcomes that you're achieving with participants. You can manage your diary, so manage all your administration to ensure that you're not double booking yourself. You're using your calendar to an optimum to ensure that you are getting the best outcomes and work and income that you need to thrive in your business. And you can store all of your documents relating to compliance in My Care Assistant. So please get yourself set up with a My Care Assistant account. It's simple, it's free to do. And as you work with me in the future, I will help you to navigate My Care Assistant in more detail. But get yourself set up with that account today so that you can start reducing the admin in your business and utilizing that time for the things that really do matter. If you haven't done so already, please make sure at a minimum you have a service agreement in place with the participants you are supporting. In this service agreement, you need to be covering the scope of the service. So what is it you are doing to support that individual? How regularly are those services going to be happening? What are the costs involved in that support that you are providing? Covering off rights, responsibilities, code of conduct, all the key things that you need. What are your key bits of policy or statements in relation to signing up services? What to do in the event of complaints or if the participant isn't happy with the services you're providing? And ensure that in that complaints procedure, you give them the opportunity and the information around how they can speak to the NDIS if they're not happy as well. Also ensure that you are covering off in your service agreement what you expect around cancellation policy, your cancellation procedures, how much time their individual needs to be providing to you if they are not able to provide the services. What happens if you cancel the services? What are the outcomes that happen in relation to that? The service agreement is a really great starting place if you do get into challenges with participants. I speak to so many people who don't have service agreements in place and are having challenges around boundaries with participants. We learn, we grow, and we evolve. So if things aren't working in relation to boundaries and you have got a service agreement in place, then maybe look at that service agreement and add additional information into that agreement so that hopefully you don't experience that challenge again in the future. So get that service agreement in place. If you are looking for a service agreement and you are looking also for a minimum overview of policies, so I talked about statements, policies, participant handbooks. Really, as an independent support worker, you don't need reams and reams of policies, but you do need key information. Like I said, complaints, your service agreement terms, what the costs of your services, all those types of things, how people can contact you, what happens in relation to things like breakages whilst you are providing services. So if you are looking for that in your business, then I have a Get Set bundle that is just $49 plus GST. And that covers off a pack which has your basic policies in, a service agreement that has some additional information on it on top of what you might find if you're looking locally for that NDIS standard service agreement template, and also an emergency management plan, because you must ensure that you are keeping yourself and participants safe in relation to emergencies. So again, I will put that link down below for you to grab that bundle if you would like to incorporate that in your business and get yourself set up for success. So really, let's wrap this all up with an overview of your top tips for compliance. Set yourself up for success. Ensure that you have got your minimum qualifications in place, your qualifications, your minimum NDIS training, your worker screening. You store all of those documents in a easy to access place. I would encourage doing that in My Care Assistant. and you set yourself up to ensure that you are working in a way that keeps you safe and participants safe. Look at the services you're providing, look at the risks that you currently have in your business, and ensure that you have an overview of how you are managing those risks. If you're worried or concerned about risk in your business, please reach out to me. I have a huge amount of resource, knowledge, and expertise, and I would be more than happy to advise you. So that's my overview for today around compliance. Next week, I'm really excited to help you to understand and find ways in which you can find clients with ease and grow your business with ease. So stay tuned for my live next week, and I look forward to connecting with you all then. Have a really beautiful day.